Thank you for joining us. Today we have Ashok Jain sir with us, who is a staff faculty of Share Gurukul. Having spent many decades, in fact, if I were to tell you, it is more than 4 decades now that he has been into teaching on stock market, stock trading, and how one can become a professional trader and make money out of it, right? Sir, uh, I know that you had started off being an engineer first. You did your engineering, and after that, you came in the stock market, and
Yes.
you have spent more than 4 decades. And I was telling my audience that
Yeah.
in this field. So, sir, how has been the journey? Because all of us are so interested to understand someone who has spent so long in a career. We hear that people have spent such long careers like Warren Buffett in the US, but in India, not many of them. So, sir, how has been the experience of?
Yeah, it was fun in the sense that during engineering I got fascinated with the stock market. It was like, you buy something low, sell it high. It looked so simple. And after doing my engineering and after working for about 3 4 years, I started working on stock markets. It was an interesting journey in the sense that being an engineer, I never understood accounts. So reading balance sheets was totally out of question. And it's so funny that someone told me about PE, and I, like a dumb person, started buying stocks with a higher PE, which ultimately turned out to be a blessing in disguise
Okay.
because I was all the time in one of the topmost companies of that sector. And later on, I realized that, yeah, it was good, but it was not what I should have done. So then I realized, no, this is not my cup of tea. And then someone told me about technical analysis. In those days, it was very difficult to get books on technical analysis. Luckily, I had my brother living in US. He sent me a few books on technical analysis, and I got so involved in it. I thought, yes, this is something I understand. I mean, it was easy to understand equations, it was easy to understand drawings being an engineer. So from there, the journey started, and yes, it's been fun, it's been struggle. I mean, I've seen ups and downs, I've seen all that can happen in market. I'll never forget the two phases of market, Ketan, Parekh and Harshad Mehta. I've seen both of them, and those were probably the most fascinating phases of the market, and where I learned a lot. Yes, it's not that I've always made money. I also lost money, but yes, gradually over a period of time, I've got consistency in trading and investing both. And yes, I've worked on time studies, and that's a lot to talk about, but we'll take it on as we progress. Thank you.
So my next question, sir, is to you is that we've seen that SEBI is a little worried on the kind of FNO volumes that we are seeing in India these days. Youngsters are getting into it without knowing a lot about it, and now they're trying to put a little restrictions because, as per the SEBI's report, almost 93% do not make money in the FNO. So, what's your take on that?
Yes, I feel SEBI's done a very wise thing. When we teach here, we do teach how to trade derivatives in futures market. We start with first teaching them the option Greeks, which are probably the most important thing in trading derivatives. Now, what are Greeks? Understand it like this. I have a temperature, I go to a doctor, he gives me a medicine. That is as simple as that. But if he wants an investigation, he would look for my lab test reports. Greeks are something like a lab test report of option trading, and that's where the focus is. I'm not saying that we make a successful trader overnight. No, it's a hard work. We do take time in teaching. We teach them all sorts of trading techniques, but basically, we're not talking about uh, trading strategies. We are teaching guys to work with option Greeks and develop their own strategies. looking at the particular market condition. And yes, it's been a successful journey for most of my students, and they have been doing well in option Greeks. But yes, initially, everyone who gets into derivatives market does lose money. It takes about 6 months to get a hang of it, and then after that, it becomes easy. The key to remember here is when you are an option trader, direction is probably not what is important for you. What is most important for you is how you read volatility. Once you understand how to read volatility, then a life as a derivative trader would become a lot more simpler and easier.
Okay. So as I understand that this realistic picture is communicated, shared with candidates who join Share Gurukul, that they need one is the technical side, that they should be very much thorough with the technical skills which we train here at Share Gurukul, and then practically applying it. They will get good only when they apply it in the live markets and they develop their own strategies, as you just mentioned, right, which will make them successful.
Yeah. So basically, if I divide the Share Gurukul program, I would probably divide it into 3 phases. The first phase would be the introduction. The introduction to stock market will constitute usual what is DMAT, what is T1, T2, T3, all those cycles we are talking about. And then we are also talking about derivatives here. Then we come to the standard program, which every institute probably does that, is normal technical analysis, in which we are talking about oscillators, averages, you name the thing, resistance, support, chart patterns, things like those. Now, for a lot of people, technical analysis is only trading. No, which is not true. And then we come to the third part of our program, which is about Elliott Wave theory, and that's where the stress is. As an Elliott Wave practitioner, you become a long-term player in the market. And once you know the Elliott Wave, probably Elliott works best on the index, but once you can master all the indexes, something like Nifty, Bank Nifty, IT, Pharma Index, once you know that, you will understand an overall movement of various segments of market. And that's where the key lies. And we always stress, personally, I always stress people that look, you can be a derivative trader. You cannot be an intraday trader with equity markets. What you need to be is a derivative trader and a long-term investor following Elliott as your investing tool and derivatives trading as your trading tool.
Understood. Very well said, sir. My next question, friends, is something that we all have very much interested into, and asking it from sir with so long experience, I think that's going to give us some good hints. So, where do you think the markets are supposed to go, or what's your outlook?
Okay.
I mean, my main concern here is, one, we've seen that the US has reduced their interest rates. So they're going for getting into an easy monetary policy, and on the other side, a neighbor China has also they have also got into the mode of providing incentives to their sectors which are not performing, and we've seen some flight of capital from the FIIs out of the Indian markets. So in all this, plus the complexity of the West Asia, what do you think is the outlook of the Indian markets?
Let me put it this way, your guess is as good as mine, right? I mean, looking at the geopolitical scenario, it's very difficult to really forecast the market. But yes, as an Elliott practitioner, I can tell you we are in the last leg of the market. Now, when does this end? Even I don't know, because looking at Indian economic conditions, yes, we are doing very well as an economy. Yes, there is a flight of capital to China. But I always say FIIs are always a hot money. They don't decide where our market is headed to. And when we are looking at our economic conditions, I don't feel worried about it. Yes, we can probably correct another 2, 3, 4%. We've probably done about 4, 5% till now. And after that, we've taken a bounce. Yes, there could be another round of correction, which would probably take it to about 8 or 10%. And after that, I think things would revive again. Now, if you're asking me for an Elliott scenario, which I don't think I should be talking about here at this point of time, because I don't want to create any panic or euphoria in the market. I would be very happy in saying that yes, come learn Elliott and then understand what I'm talking about. So thank you.
So as you mentioned, sir, that to make these predictions, you should know the basics of things, right? Elliott Wave is not something that you can read on Google and then decide, okay, what is the outlook of the market. There are a lot of factors, there are a lot of skills that you need to learn. You need to know the base, and then you get into the different tiers in which the way Sir Ashok sir is communicating at the moment, right? So friends, coming to our final question of the day, Jain sir, there's one thing that a lot of people these days, because of the influx of information and news and everything, they also have a fancy of the stock markets. It looks very easy on that yes, you know good companies, and you can know the good brands, and then you can make an investment, and India acha kar raha, India is doing good, so I think I can also make some money out of it, right? But if someone wants to make this as a career, as a full-time career, how would your programs at Share Gurukul help him? And what kind of an effort or commitment do you require from people that do you want them to spend the entire day only watching till the time the trading hours are there, or you feel that people can devote some time, and based on the learnings they get at Share Gurukul, they can make a decent second income out of it. So just from that perspective for us.
Let me put it this way. If you want to be a trader, you need to be there 24/7 in the market. You want to be an investor, you don't need to look at the market at all. I mean, why would I look at a market if I'm an investor in the market? I'm not here to make quick money. And when I'm talking about an investor, there is this fallacy that technical analysis is all about trading. No, it is not. It is also about investing. And when I'm talking about investing, I'm not talking about 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I'm talking about long-term investing. That is one way of looking at the market. The second is a medium-term investor. That means I'm talking about 5 months, 6 months, 7 months as an investor. And then I can also be an investor for a weekly trade. So these are 3 ways where I could be an investor. And remember one thing, worldwide, there is no such person as an intraday trader who trades equity. Worldwide, the traders are called derivative traders. We trade derivatives, and yes, the statistics is absolutely correct, which SEBI says that about 8% people only make money. I could be wrong by 1 or 2% on when I'm quoting about 8%, because I don't exactly remember the figure. But yes, that is true. What it needs is a dedicated learning of derivatives. And when I'm talking about dedicated learning of derivatives, we are talking about the way we do it in Share Gurukul. The first is the theoretical classes are conducted, and after the theoretical classes we run a practical live classes for trading derivatives essentially, and those focus is purely based on derivatives, where we are using the mathematical equations to assess the risk, and then we are using certain sophisticated tools to take entry and to create hedging in the derivatives market. This is simple about the derivative markets. Now, when I'm talking about investing, I'm talking about creating Elliott waves. One is an Elliott wave which starts from the bottom and runs till the top. You will be surprised to know that this current wave count is from October 2008. It has taken so long for this wave to finally finish. So there are isolated ways. We teach how to create isolated waves to trade in the market, and that's the kind of work we do, which is quite interesting in the sense I wish I was a student again. I lost probably 10 years of my life because I didn't know there was no teacher for me who would teach me. I had to learn the hard way and lose money in the process. Today, I guarantee you, when you come to us, we'll take you at least 10 years ahead of where you are as of now. So thank you for listening to my blabbering, and hope you would enjoy it. And I would love to see you in my class.
So one last question here. You mentioned about equations. So you don't require as such anyone having a basic maths or something like that?
Not really, because today you have softwares which calculate the values for you. The basic idea is we like to teach you the hard way. We teach you to do it manually so that you understand the process and you know the effects of certain variables. And that's where I think we spend a lot of time in teaching derivatives. Yes, in technical analysis, we do teach you all the traditional stuff. But then once you come on to the Elliott, it becomes a very different ball game. It's a ball game which you start enjoying because you start seeing your forecasting coming out true or failing, depending on how you analyze the market.
Okay. So thank you, Jain sir, for your wonderful explanation on all my questions. I think I would say that, guys, that you know, in these 10 minutes, we've got communication on many of the aspects of stock markets from Jain sir based on his 4 decades of experience. So 40 years, how does it communicate? How does it come to, you know, in 10 minutes is something that we've just brought it. It's kind of a time machine here. For more information on how you guys can become professional traders, how you can really make or decide to pursue a career in stock markets, you should contact Share Gurukul. My team is there, and they would certainly answer all your queries, and we look forward to have you on board and be in class with Jain sir to provide you all the best of the best strategies based on his experience here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Namaskar. Hoping to see you again. Bye. Take care.